First, let's review what we've heard from Governor Cuomo with Dan Rather and Carl Bernstein. Carl, what was the most important message you heard from Governor Cuomo?
Real leadership of the kind the President of the United States should have provided to the American people throughout this crisis and has not. On the specifics, the governor wants the Defense Procurement Act not only invoked but used to compel American manufacturers to give the country, the hospitals, the healthcare system what it needs. He's been very eloquent about this. He and the other governors, and Larry Hogan, who's chairman of the National Governors Conference, Cuomo is vice chairman, they are showing the kind of leadership that we need in this country. And in terms of that act, it provides. We have a president of the United States who has shown authoritarian tendencies throughout his presidency. He now has the opportunity to use the vast authority of the presidency to do what needs to be done to make it possible for this health crisis to do what it can in this country to the maximum. And what the governor is saying is, Mr. President, I'm working with you. It's time for you to use all of the power at your command to lead the American people and help the American healthcare system and our state and city.
And as you mentioned, Carl, other governors are doing the same. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is calling for the same federal action. Let me show what was said on Jake Tapper's program just a little bit earlier today.
We're all competing against each other. This should have been a coordinated effort by the federal government, and the National Defense Authorization that the president has to essentially push this manufacturing really hasn't gone into effect in any way. And so, yes, we're competing against each other. We're competing against other countries. It's a wild west, I would say, out there. And indeed, we're overpaying, I would say, for PPE because of that competition.
So to Dan Rather, your reaction?
Well, first of all, this was a very strong performance, another strong performance by Governor Cuomo. And it echoes the kind of performance I think the American people are looking for, aching for, yearning for out of their president. Now, Cuomo does not have the kind of eloquence that would be ideal in these circumstances. This is a great opportunity for President Trump to respond to Cuomo. I would say, Brian, that the one thing that stood out to me that Cuomo hit on several times, and that is the price gouging. The price gouging that's going on for masks, gowns, the ventilating machines. If I'm any judge, and I may not be, but I think the thing that people are beginning to really boil about is this business of price gouging. And the president can put a stop to a lot of that. He can't put a stop to all of it. He can put a stop to a lot of that by using the power of the presidency, which is the basic message, as Carl Bernstein has pointed out in the Governor Cuomo performance today, is the governor practically begging the president to use the powers of the presidency to do such things as reduce this kind of gouging. And frankly, as a reporter, I'd like to know who it is that's doing the gouging. Let's have some names, some actual names of people who are doing this. But it'll be interesting to see how President Trump responds this afternoon. I don't doubt for a minute that he and his people at the White House have been watching the Cuomo performance very, very carefully.